What's going on? The Wrestling Fanatic here. My name is Caleb.
I'm the more, but some of you may know me as Alcoholic M from the Australian wrestling scene.
This is a brand new page. Welcome to the Royal Fumble podcast. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're going to introduce ourselves. My name's Caleb. You may know us from the NRL Fanatic. If you're into the NRL, it's an Australian rugby league sport. We're both Aussie. We're both from New South Wales. We don't watch. We get Raws and Smackdowns and stuff around 10 or 11.
We'll be working.
Yeah, so we're usually working. We don't usually watch the shows live. Smackdowns we do. Raws we don't because it's usually Tuesday morning and we're at work. But basically, we're just gonna dribble about wrestling for the next 45 minutes probably.
Whatever's a feeling. I mean, could be half an hour, could be 40 minutes, could be even be an hour.
Yeah, we just on our drive home from work or drive to work, we're just gonna film us just talking nonsense about wrestling for the whole trip. So I'm gonna start with my wrestling experience. So as a kid, around 2010, 2011, 2012, I was watching it as a kid on Foxtel. Watching John Cena, I loved him. My favorite mid-carder was probably like Kofi Kingston, Zack Ryder. My biggest storyline that I remember from my childhood was the Nexus. That was a huge deal back then. NXT was starting to come up, and the Nexus.
The game show doesn't count.
The Nexus versus John Cena and Team Cena. That was
Team WWE. Get it right.
No, Team WWE. That was my childhood. That was like the thing that stood out as a kid. And then I kind of like faded off a bit. We got rid of our Foxtel, and then I got pulled in. Someone wanted me to come over to watch the 2023 Royal Rumble. Started off with Gunther versus Sheamus. I was like, oh, I know Sheamus. I have no idea who this Gunther guy is. But then Gunther went all the way to number 30. Logan Paul was wrestling too. That was weird. My mate was telling me that Cody Rhodes was going to win, and I'm like, who? Cody the mid-carder? Why is he a big deal now? Like I was out of it. I was out of the scene for about 10 years. So I've kept up with, like, I knew Brock Lesnar broke the streak. I knew that kind of stuff, but I wasn't like I was barely in it. And then I fell in love with Gunther. An hour and 11 minutes or something.
Mental.
Yep. I was like, I love this Gunther guy, and he's just gotten better in my mind ever since.
His promos have upped it.
Yep, he's like one of the GOATs already for me.
Already?
He'll definitely be there.
For sure.
But yeah, like since then, I've just fallen in love. As a kid, I used to watch it, and I liked it. Now I'm addicted. I am so addicted to my wrestling. And then like WrestleMania 40. That Roman Cody match was...
The moistness was over the top.
Yeah, like, I was hype from January 2023 to April 2024. I loved it. WrestleMania 40, I'm like, I'm never letting go of WWE. We're the wrestling fanatics, but really, mainly only care about WWE. We kind of keep up with AEW a little bit.
We keep an eye on them, but it's
and TNA with Joe Hendry, because we all believe. But, yeah, like, that's... Again, we just dribble. So that's how I got into WWE. The Cena, Rock, Undertaker, the Usos, all them in the WrestleMania 40 match. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Greatest 20 minutes of my life. So yeah, that's my wrestling experience.
For me,
how did you get started? How did you get into it?
Okay, so I remember watching WCW. I don't remember peak views, but I was always so fascinated by Goldberg. The kick-ass, speed, jackhammer, 5 minutes. Oh my god, the match is over. I thought the NWO was the coolest thing, so Hogan was my favorite in like 98, 99. Don't ask me why, I don't remember. But then probably when I started really getting understanding a little bit, around the mid-2000s, I thought the Hardy Boys, Team Extreme, like Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and Lita was just so great. Then I was still watching the pay-per-views. I remember vividly these TLC matches, and this is such an odd memory. No one else remembers. One of my favourite moments was there was a sewage truck, and Agro sprayed it all over the Big Show. That was one of my favourite moments. Probably that I kept on watching till about 2010 because I'm like, after the Nexus lost, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Yeah. So I kept an eye on it through the video games on the PlayStation 3, and then I was like, oh yeah, oh cool, Christian's back. I remember Christian. Then I remember watching the pipe bomb. Oh. Like I was like, bro, Punk was my guy. I'm like, bro, I'm over this same Cena, Batista, Randy crap. Well, not crap, but like it's always the same people. And then Punk comes along. I'm like, mate, this is my guy. He spelt out what a lot of people were feeling at the time. Yeah. Then a couple, like 3 or 4 years ago, but I'm glued in. Yeah. Then if Punk leaves, I still keep an eye on it, but I'm like, it doesn't feel the same around Punk. So WrestleMania 32 comes on, Roman Triple H. I'm like, bro, the worst main event in the history of WrestleMania. I'm ready to give up now. Yeah. Then when I was running a Facebook group, WWE Fans Australia, that was linked with the 434, a massive wrestling page at the time. Not sure if it's still big now. Randall, the Mask Kamikaze from IWA, reached out to me. He said, hey mate, is it cool we promote our stuff on your group? Yep, go for it. Would you like to come down for the show? I'm like, oh, let me suss this out. Yep. Then he really reinvigorated how I thought about wrestling, which made me fall in love with some of the other Aussie promotions, such as Pro Wrestling Australia, which is mostly in the city these days, EPW in Perth, who's kicking ass with Damien Slater, MCW, mate, love me some MCW. And then I really fell in love with it again when Cody came back. Yeah. And then probably my peak feud, believe it or not, it's not the pipe bomb. For me, I gotta say, this whole bloodline, Cody, Roman.
It's so good.
Like, how can you keep a story interesting for 4 years? Yeah. It shouldn't be possible. They just keep going. Granted, there's a few missteps along the way. Like, I think Jimmy turning butt is making right now feel a lot more special. Yeah. And this is a bit of an off topic. No one believes me in this. I think the WrestleMania 39 main event should have been the triple threat between Rollins, Cody, Roman. Because that Rumble finish, it didn't feel like it was over. Yeah. And I think they still had the little bit of heat left with Cody Rollins, but like Rollins was more of a tweener. Yeah. Anyway, that's just peak for me, man. Like,
yeah, like I think WWE's the best it's probably been. I wasn't even alive during the Attitude Era, so I can't really compare it fairly.
I can remember enough of the Attitude Era. It feels like granted everyone had top to bottom had a storyline, but I think there's more quality of matches. Yeah. Like like since Triple H has taken over, but it feels like everything means more. Like the IC belt feels massive when he gave that lengthy reign to Gunther, and when Big E held it for a while, rejuvenating it with Apollo.
Keep in mind, guys, it's raining because we just film on the way home. Unfortunately, it's raining. So
whatever God says here.
I don't know how the sound's gonna sound. Hopefully, it's good enough. But yeah. So basically, I watched during 2010, 2011. Stopped watching, came back in 2023 and fell in love. You were watching what year roughly?
Probably late 90s, and then late 90s. And then it kept on going till 2009 or 10.
And then kind of stopped there, and then
kept in line with the video games, because the video games always hit. Yeah. Except for like 14 and 20. Yeah. So 15 and 20, sorry. But
since I came back in like in 2023 onwards, I pretty much caught up on everything I've missed beforehand, after, like not fully like knowing all the feuds that have happened, like every single feud like this guy does, but like any key moments. I know enough about old wrestling, even if I wasn't watching.
I'll fill you in usually. Like, remember, like I think you had a question about WrestleMania 31 for me, and
yeah, like I know it all now. I've watched any important moments that I need to know. But yeah, like we're just two Aussie guys that love our wrestling. So that's just a little introduction. Now you know what we're about, what we like, what we're into. But
our favourites.
Now we'll talk about Crown Jewel was on Sunday for us.
Yeah,
Sunday for us.
Sunday 3 a.m.
Yep. Yeah, we have to get up at like 3 a.m. for any Saudi show. If pretty much any international show doesn't really, we always have to watch it like 4 a.m. Saudi is the worst when it comes to that. It's terrible timing, but
that's how
we still watch.
It's a rough go.
Yeah. So we'll start with the first match was the Bloodline match. So Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. So that match, what are your thoughts on that match?
You know what? I love the finish of Solo. Just finally putting Roman like right. We really in some shit now. It feels like it's really legitimate Solo, but outside that, it felt like a normal house show for me.
Yeah, it was like Solo. I liked the Jey and Roman stuff. Like Roman's like
he's getting for the tag
and Jey just tags Jimmy.
Oh, bro, yes.
That kind of stuff. I love that little
tension.
And then Solo pinning Roman, huge deal.
And then the miscommunication post match.
Yeah, Sami Uso kicking Roman in the face.
Oh,
clearly going for Solo. But kicked Roman in the face. Now there's tension
again.
Especially after SmackDown, how Jimmy and Jey saw Sami and Solo talking.
That's his dog.
So there's, I love how it's like no one knows like Sami's.
Surely Sami's got side of Raymond.
Yeah,
and
Sami. It's
Jey.
Eventually gonna happen, but like the way they're doing it is so well done.
It makes you think, like it still gives you a sliver. Like, what if,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's doing it, but it's just a sliver,
They're gonna reunite the bloodline with Sami Uso, but the way they're doing it and the way they're not just going, yep, Sami's in the new bloodline.
Well, I'll say
they're like making it work and making it make sense and making Jay's like, yep, Jey, I still like Sami. Jimmy's like, why would you like Sami? We just saw him talking Solo, blah blah blah. I like the no one knows like which side. Not Sami Zayn's obviously gonna go to the OG bloodline.
But it's still just a slip for me, man.
Yeah, the way they're doing it, the way they're building it up, the way they're going through those mini details is beautiful.
If it was Vince McMahon, he'll be like, all right, 1 week of like the build up for Sami. Oh, Sami's in the fucking bloodline.
Yeah, like
where this is, it's stretching it out, just squeezing every last drop.
And we'll talk about Raw from Riyadh. We'll talk about that after Crown Jewel. But Crown Jewel, the next match, Bianca and Jade Cargill defending their women's tag team belts against Damage Control, Chelsea, Green Piper Niven, and Metaphor. Pretty good match overall. I think they really made Lash Legend look like a weapon. And then Chelsea Green. We love Chelsea Green. She's so funny.
She gets it.
Yeah.
Like she's not the best in ring work, but the amount of like she's just willing to do anything.
She doesn't need to be. Piper squashing Chelsea. That was funny.
Oh, that's good.
Bianca Jade, they look dominant as ever, but
potential cracks.
Yeah.
Liv is poking the bear.
We'll get to that. Pretty good match overall. The crowd seemed pretty dead for this match. I feel like they had been getting better at the women's matches, but this match in particular was like pretty dead. Like, not.
Yeah, I know.
It was a bit
flat,
disappointing. But Bianca and Jade retain. We'll move on to Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins.
Oh.
By the way, Bronson Reed is like my favorite thing in WWE right now.
If you know, so before you forget, the king of all monsters claws up for Joe the Rock. That was Bronson Reed. Indie name was working Aussies, man. Oh, the king of
Reed, a fellow Aussie. So.
Oh, bro, that boy can drink though. That's all you need to know about that. That boy can go.
Yeah, Bronson Seth. I found it a little underwhelming.
Oh, I did.
But
I really liked it.
Only because after the Bronson Broad stuff, I still wanted more destruction. There wasn't as much destruction in this match, but after the match, Bronson still stared him down, and there's going to be a part 2. So I'm completely fine with it.
I disagree, with this one. I like the little brawl beforehand, so they didn't have to do much of actually in-ring work.
Yeah.
And Bronson still looked like a beast. He took 3 curb stomps. Mate, like, not many people tick out of 3 finishes these days, man.
Yeah, I just want Bronson
and like you said, straight back up. I'm like, fuck. Okay, here we go.
I just want Bronson to get a bit more offense in. I don't think he did get enough.
He can get a little bit more, but
it wasn't a bad match. Like, it was just I wanted a little bit more, but I'm completely fine with how it went because we will be getting a part 2 by the looks of it. Especially what happens on Raw. But the match wasn't super exciting to me. Like, I thought it would be better, but it was still good. Seth wins. We move on to Liv versus Nia. Now, if you thought I had a problem with Bronson Seth, no. I have a problem with this match. I have a huge problem with this match. Liv versus Nia for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. The first ever. What do you think about the Crown Jewel?
It's a cool concept, but I just think you need it. You're making one champion look weak when he or she doesn't need to look weak. I
was skeptical, but I actually don't mind it because we are going to get champ versus champ matches. Those are very rare nowadays. I think it's a cool way to do it yearly. At least it gives you a reason to do it, but I just don't think it's necessary. And I don't think neither of the losers actually did look weak by the end of it. So they did make Nia look like King Kong with the Liv interference. Sorry, the Dom interference, the Raquel interference, the Tiffy interference, and Liv. So, but there's a bunch of this. So, Liv beats Nia. With Dom distracting the ref, Raquel getting involved, then Liv hitting with the Oblivion. That was not my problem. I'm fine with Liv winning it, but I thought this was the perfect time for a cash in. So what you're saying? We love Tiffy around these parts. It's Tiffy time, but it's always Tiffy time. Why? I was so dead set that this is the perfect time to have Tiffy cash in. I have to trust Triple H because he cooks all the time. But this felt like the perfect time to do it. But there's clearly more storylines, so I'm gonna be patient and wait it out. But this felt like the time. This felt like the time to do it. It's gotta be Tiffy time all the time, but it's gotta be golden Tiffy time in a second. I promise that. Okay. This felt like the time. Just let Triple H do his thing. When do you think she will catch it? I'm hoping Survivor Series. Survivor Series. Actually, you know what? I'll change my mind here. He's come some fancy booking. Royal Rumble, she wins the belt. Charlotte wins the Rumble. She cashes in at Rumble. Tiffy cashes in Rumble. Charlotte wins the Rumble and faces Tiffy at Mania. I think you could do the cash in before Rumble though. I think you could do it as Survivor Series. I think it'd be a big double moment type thing, you know. Like you got the future and the now, kind of. Yeah, but then you'd have to have the women's. I feel like you'd have to have the women's match after. Yeah, that's alright. The Rumble. That's okay. So I don't know how you do the card because normally you start with the Rumble and end with the Rumble, and I don't, unless it's like a Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens like that was last year. The year before. No, last year, 2023. But it was nearly 2 years ago. Oh, yes, because 40 feels like, I get you now. It was nearly 2 years ago, but right. I feel like you need to end and start with a Rumble. Yeah, I agree. That's right, just do the men's first. And I feel like it would have to be a huge deal if Charlotte wins. I don't know if that's I don't know. It depends how they do the men's Rumble, especially with John Cena returning for the men's Rumble. I feel like he has to main event it. Whether he wins or not, which I don't think he will. But I think you'd have to have the men's. So I don't know. I feel like Tiffy should cash in probably Survivor Series. I don't know who Nia's going to verse. Probably they're teasing Naomi, but I could see that. I could see it being Naomi, maybe a triple threat with Bayley if they start to show cracks between them two. I don't think they will. I think it'll be. I don't know. I think Tiffy should cash in regardless at Survivor Series. But yeah, Liv is the Crown Jewel champ, and we'll move on to Randy versus Kevin Owens. Oh mate,
This is what you do with smart. You savor it.
Yeah.
You have a little brawl. Randy goes off the rails. Fuck you, arm piece. Fuck you.
Yeah, the arcade out of Pierce. I was waiting for the Nick Aldis one because he's already paid his fine for it.
Yeah. Oh mate, this is gonna. I can't wait. I think it's gonna lead to them being maybe a potential duo again, but as heels, man.
Yeah.
Like as bad guys.
Ooh. Okay.
I just think it's gonna lead to like them two kind of against.
So Kevin, like, they have a match.
Yeah.
And then. Okay.
I
don't know how they do it, but I can see like Kevin getting in Randy's ear about Cody being the problem in like a promo on a SmackDown or something. I can see that. That actually could be really good. Like Kevin starts to make Randy doubt Cody instead of doubting Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, the brawl, the table spot. There wasn't even a match.
This is what I mean. With Vince again, it would be instant gratification.
Oh yeah. It would be just a brawl leading to a match.
Yeah.
Like it's a good way. Like there was no contest. The match didn't even start because they never got in the ring. So yeah, that was exciting to watch. It was kind of like the standout, to be honest. One of the standouts.
Yeah, it just made the most sense.
Yeah.
Like not from a match perspective, just everything. Just like oh yeah, tick made sense.
Adam Pearce getting RKO'd. Funny.
That was great.
Then there was the United States Triple Threat, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade.
They hit the sprint button on this one. They definitely hit the sprint button. But what you expect to? Andre's a super worker.
Yeah.
And then Melo, he ain't missing.
We are definitely getting a Game 7. We better get a definitive Game 7. And then a one-on-one. Like, because I don't like that it's not a definitive. I mean, it keeps them both
just look strong,
but like with the Game 7 with LA Knight kind of ruining it, they need a definitive Game 7. They need to give it to us.
I like the triple thing. I want one more. Like, I reckon this Game 7.
I think you have a Game 7 and have either Carmelo or Andrade win.
Yeah,
and have a one-on-one with US.
Yeah, maybe that could be the SmackDown before Survivor Series or something like that.
Yeah,
and then US title on the line at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Or they can do 2 matches in one night. But I'd rather not though.
Yeah,
I'd rather not. But I'm just throwing it out there.
If they were to have a Game 7, who would win? Carmelo or Andrade? I think Carmelo could eat the loss more than Andrade. So I would actually give it to Andrade.
I'd rather give it to Melo because he's a lot younger. And
I think Andrade, people, like Carmelo's the younger guy, and it's kind of like how Braun lost to Jey Uso, and it didn't really hurt him.
But he got the win back. I don't think he's going to win back against Andrade. This is Game 7.
True. But he has like, Carmelo's the heel, Andrade's more of the face in that scenario.
Yeah, I'd rather give it to Melo, man. I'm feeling
I don't know, like,
I don't think Melo's had got a chance. This is the first time he's got to stick these claws into something. I reckon let him put him over.
I just think if you don't do that with Andrade, people will stop caring about Andrade.
Andrade can bounce back. Easily.
I think Carmelo could bounce back easier. I don't know who you give the win to. That's why I want a Game 7. I want a Game 7 so bad. Anyway, we'll move on to the men's Crown Jewel champion, the main event, Cody versus Gunther. I got spoiled this match because again, it was at 3 or 4 a.m. I am a busy guy on weekends, so I don't actually get to watch it live, or I don't always get to watch it live. So I got this match spoiled. I actually can't stand spoilers. But I can't help myself. Like, I get them as soon as I open Facebook, bam, spoiler. I'm like, okay, good one. So I knew who won this match. Cody ended up winning. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't know what the finish was. All I knew was Cody won. And even the ending caught me by surprise because Cody was going for his Super Cody Cutter. Gunther goes for the chokehold, and then Cody kind of like rolls him up. Not rolls him up, but like goes
Bret Hart Stone Cold finish.
Yeah. What's that pin kind of called? Where he like
he rolls over.
Yeah, rolls over.
Like he just climbs it.
And then
he did it without climbing a turnbuckle, but it's the same thing as a Bret Hart Austin match from Survivor Series. I think it was '96.
And then I wasn't expecting the finish, even though I knew Cody was winning. I don't think it makes Gunther look weak because it's like just Cody outsmarted him rather than making Cody beat him down and actually win
I'll
without
say,
Gunther kicking out.
I gotta say this. I've seen that finish a lot of times with Samoa Joe in NXT and then on the main roster. So once I saw the sleeper hole and he's moving, I'm like, mate, he's gonna get out of this and pin him. I'm like, I can just feel it. I'm a bit different. I'm okay with Cody winning because like a pin over Cody clean for Gunther even legitimizes him even more.
You think Gunther should have pinned Cody?
Clean.
I think that makes Cody look too weak.
Or just let him get choked out. It's okay. Yeah. Cody's like a super duper mega star.
Cody getting choked out, not tapping out but passing out makes sense. But I feel like they've done that a lot recently.
Everyone does a pass out because there used to be the 1, 2, 3. Now they just like do the all right, he's dead. Ring the bell.
No, they just do 1. That's it. But yeah, I swear they used to do 3 of them.
Yeah, they did. They did.
But like,
I remember there's like a funny thing with the thing like the Rockies did the 1, 2, and halfway down, up, and it gets back into it.
Yeah, like I just feel like they've done the passing out thing a bit too much. Like Damian Priest passed out. Who else passed out? There's been like a few, like 2 or 3.
I love a pass out because you make both people look alright. Like
I just think they're doing it too much. It would make sense if Cody passed out there, but I think Cody had to win. Not had to win, but I don't mind Cody winning, and I don't think it makes Gunther look weak.
I'd rather Gunther, but it's nothing to cry a river about.
And I think if Gunther won, Cody would have actually looked a bit weak. Like, because Cody's meant to be the main champ.
But I think you elevate Gunther by doing that, equal with Cody.
Yeah.
And we agree to disagree, but like both also not even like wasn't even that bad. Cody won.
Yeah.
But it's a little slight preference.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a big Gunther guy.
And then after the match, Gunther shook Cody's hand. Are we seeing a Gunther face turn?
We'll wait and see, because like he's always said this ring is sacred, and he's acknowledging how talented some of the competitors are.
And then Gunther, we'll skip over this bit real quick. On Raw, Ludwig saying Cody cheated, and then Gunther goes, no, he won fair and square. He was better in the ring, and we both need to be better. Talking to Ludwig about Sheamus being in the number 1 contenders match, because Sheamus should have been handled. I don't know if we see Gunther face then. I love Gunther already. I think everyone actually loves him, even though we see who, everyone loves him because he's just so good at what he does.
It's sacred.
He's so good in the ring, like so damn good in the ring. But his promos are cooking. I like how he's so sarcastic and so like he's such a smug guy with his smile. I love him. I love Gunther. So
low key, I got a match from the Indies to watch for you.
Yeah.
World Series Wrestling, when he was formerly known as Walter, against Jack J. Bonza. Bonza gets his chest came. I believe Bonza's chest might have been bleeding.
Yeah,
from the Gunther chops.
Gunther's chops. Like, he's so good in the ring. And I'm so annoyed that Ilya got injured for 12 months because I wanted that to be like the WrestleMania match. I wanted Gunther, Ilya at WrestleMania. But, okay, we'll move on to Raw. Raw from Riyadh. This crowd was better, in my opinion, for the winner. They actually
responded.
Yeah, they actually made noise.
He knew.
So they started with Liv, Raquel, and Dom coming out. Liv saying how she's the Crown Jewel champ. And then Bianca and Jade come out and say that they also came out victorious at Crown Jewel, and Liv was like saying that Bianca and Jade are going to turn on each other eventually. We all know they're going to do it.
I like the little tease there, right?
I like that tease.
Because you can feel it.
Talking about the knife in your back and she's going to stab you in the back. But my favourite part of the entire Raw was Bianca slapping the absolute crap out of Liv. I think that's the best slap in the face I've seen. Like, I've gone back and watched so many like moments, so many clips, so many things. I got so addicted to watching old YouTube videos for like 8 months. But I don't think I've seen a slap like that. That was like so brutal.
That was like a peak bitch slap, that one.
And like I did see a spoiler for this episode of just Bianca, Liv, slap. That's all I saw. That Bianca and Liv were in the ring together and someone slapped someone. That caught me off guard too because of how brutal that slap was. It was brutal. Have you seen a slap bigger than that? You've watched more wrestling than I have. Slap in the face, not a chop, a slap in the face.
I'm just trying to think.
Better than that because I haven't.
I'm trying to think top of my head. Oh, what was it? I think Trish Stratus did a mean one to someone. Was it Vince McMahon?
Sounds about right. I've seen some of hers. Those are good, but this one like caught me off
Trish is
guard.
a mean slap, man. Trish is a mean slap. That's up there though.
Off guard. Then they had a women's battle royal to decide Liv's next challenger, and Bianca and Jade were in the match. It came down. I like seeing you've got like different little. I love battle royals. I just love it because Royal Rumble's like one of my favorite matches. So battle royals like kind of like that. You had Zelina and Ivy Nile. You had the Party Girls. They looked really strong. The Party Girls.
Yeah, they did.
They were the first 5 minutes of just them two just destroying them. And I was like, geez, okay.
Left the roads,
time. And then I liked Maxine Dupree getting hurt. The Alpha Academy, they have done barely anything since the Chad Gable thing, and I'm pissed that feud hasn't finished. But like, despite doing barely anything, they get some loud pops for anything that they do. They need. I want them to do something with Chad. I want them to finish that Chad Gable feud. It's like, that better happen eventually. I don't care if I have to wait ages. They better finish that feud, because we haven't even got Chad Gable versus Otis. Like, how did that not happen? They just kind of separated. It's like, what happened to the feud? What?
Surely pick up with the. I reckon he's gonna pick up.
The feud ended when
Uncle Howdy.
it was a backstage segment, and Chad Gable was like,
wasn't it Uncle Howdy?
Yeah, I think it was the week after Uncle Howdy got him.
Around something. Around there.
No, it was the same episode. It was a backstage segment of Chad Gable's Otis saying, "We're leaving you" or whatever, and then Chad Gable dies at the end of the episode. But like, the fact that feud that never happened, nothing, it just stopped.
I'm
so
hoping
it needs.
Okay, here's what
I want Chad Gable Otis at WrestleMania.
This is how you gotta do it.
Yes.
I reckon Otis is gonna eliminate Chad at the Rumble, which is gonna lead to and reignite the feud, and WrestleMania, Otis and Chad, and I think Master Gable will win. Fuck the happy ending.
Oh.
Fuck your happy ending.
As long as Otis gets some mad moments in, I'm fine with it.
That's what I reckon.
But that feud needs to finish. But yeah, I love like Maxine. Anything she does, she gets huge pops for, even in Saudi Arabia. You had like Natalia, Pure Fiction Collective. Who else was in the match?
Obviously Jade and Bianca.
Yeah. And then it came. Kairi Sane was there.
She got eliminated early though.
Yeah. The final four came down to Jade, Bianca, Io, and Lyra. And I think that was the perfect final four.
Yeah.
But then Jade and Bianca, they had a little face-off.
Ooh, the tease.
And they're like smiling at each other, but they're like, I could beat you. They're like, you can tell what they're thinking in their head. They're like, if we scrapped, I reckon we could win. And then the finish was actually like how they got eliminated was actually kind of smart.
They got protected with
Liv and Raquel taking care of them. Yeah. Raquel pulling on Bianca's hair. That was like a real serious pull, by the way.
I know how she didn't lose her hair there, the ponytail.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it a wig?
I think it's a massive extension.
I'm pretty sure it's a wig. But like, when they do the tug of wars, how does it not come out? Like, I think it's like a wig kind of.
I think it's just a giant extension.
Clip on, but like when they're pulling serious weight, like when Tiffy was holding on at the Rumble, or like I don't know how it doesn't like just come off. Like I don't know. I don't think that's her actual hair.
We'll find out one day.
But yeah, like the way they got both eliminated from Liv tossing him over as Raquel was pulling Bianca's thing, it eliminates them both, and it teases the feud, but it doesn't like start anything. So then it ended up being with Io versus Lyra. Pretty decent final ending.
Fun. She had German suplex.
Yeah, one of them. Who was the one that got suplex? One of them, I thought landed on her neck. I was like, damn.
I think it was Lyra at the.
Yeah, I think Io hit Lyra, lands on her neck and rolls off, and I was like, that was brutal. The ending, and then Io's just celebrating in a bridge for 30 seconds.
Mate, that's a mean bridge.
Yeah, Io's funny. I think it was a good final two. I think Io. I didn't actually know who was going to win because it was like either of these two could win, but Io is the slightly stronger one, so I'd go Io. And then you see we've just had a 30-minute start of just women's wrestling and thing, and then I think it cuts straight to Miz getting abducted. Okay. Like I couldn't take it seriously just because Miz looks so funny.
His expression was over the top, but you need to. Like that's the only way you're gonna do it.
But like I couldn't even take it seriously just because of how goofy he looked. Yeah. But it's like because I think on Raw Talk the week before he got like kidnapped pretty much and taken into a bus in the background of like a Kofi Xavier segment, like a argument. I like how the Miz, like, I like this Karrion Kross Miz sort of thing. I don't know if Karrion Kross is even liked by the general public. I love Karrion Kross. I think he's funny as.
I don't think he's funny. He
like,
just...
no, like, I think he's funny. Like, he looks evil, but he's funny. Like, to the Miz last week, he's like, "I'll break your legs." He just like his like threats are so like extreme, and they seem so like possible because he's got like two massive 6'8" big guys behind him that could easily do like break his legs. And then after Raw on this one, he's like to Adam Pearce, "I'm gonna throw him off a roof." It's just
the roof.
It's just like,
the roof was funny.
It's funny. I
The
don't
roof
know.
was funny. The break your leg. He's like, "Bro,
I'm gonna break your legs. I'm gonna throw him off a roof."
his delivery of promos is just
like I don't know if people think he's boring at the moment, but I love him. I think he's funny.
he's a lot better than his future with the Pro. I'll say that.
When he's like since the New Day stuff, I've just liked Karrion Kross more and more every week. And then there was the War Raiders versus New Day. I didn't understand what the match was. I thought it was like when they said the promo of like, "Oh, I got us a match against War Raiders because the match last week was bad." I was like, "So is this a number one contenders match again, or no?"
No, I understood like a little bit of
like,
a redemption.
I was
like they're trying to get back into contendership. I feel like off the number one contenders.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is weird, but
it felt like more like a bounce back if they won.
It was. I liked how the match went. Kofi did a lot of the work. Got into his momentum. Gained momentum.
Comeback.
And then Xavier just tags himself in, and then ends up losing the match. And I love this New Day split. I love it so much because like I loved it from the start. Like as soon as Karrion Kross got involved, I'm like, Karrion Kross is literally known for getting in heads and then just like kind of fading away a little bit, and then it still continues. And like that's what they've done with New Day, and that they've now got a New Day Raw coming up in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah, for the 10-year anniversary.
For their 10-year anniversary. I think it's the end of the month. Who knows what's going to happen on that episode?
I think
there's quite a few possibilities.
Okay,
but what do you think? Okay, we'll talk about the Raw. It's Big E's if Big E isn't there,
Big E has to be there.
Big E has to be there. There's a few possibilities. One, that's where we see the heel turn from either Kofi or Xavier. Like everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna be Xavier." It could be Kofi.
No.
It could be.
No.
Like, that's a swerve that also kind of makes sense. Like Kofi's sick of Xavier, like throwing the ball like he did this week, and last week how he dived and missed Rey Mysterio.
I think even looking like when like look what Kofi's doing. Like he's our brother. Like let's help him when Jey Uso's getting beat down. Like
yeah.
And they're like, no, we're saving for the contender match.
But Xavier Woods is like, I'm just trying to win the match. Like when he's like defending himself, it makes sense. Like I'm just trying to win the match, or like I didn't mean to take his mask off, but I'm winning the match. Like I love how it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. So Xavier's the most likely thing of him turning. Kofi is a possibility of him turning. Big E, if he gets involved, maybe he takes a bump that's safe. Like he's not gonna break his neck. Like I don't know if Big E's actually gonna be able to ever wrestle again.
I tell you what you can do with this. Do you remember when Edge was retired? He was a guest GM of Raw, and
no.
Okay, so the Authority left for like a month.
Yeah.
And Rollins had Edge line up on the Money in the Bank briefcase when he wasn't wrestling.
Oh yeah, when he broke his neck. Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna kill him. We're gonna stomp his neck onto the briefcase."
Yeah.
Even unless Cena brings back the Authority.
Okay.
And then like, so maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Like just let
Xavier threatening Big E, or
like he's holding him. And he's like, "I'll kill him," or something.
I can see how that is the heel turn. Like that's like you are the heel, you're kicked out of the New Day like thing. Or another possibility is
the Big E
reunites the two that are arguing and are about to turn on each other. Big E reunites them and becomes a manager for them, and then they win the tag belts. that'd be a cool possibility.
Happy. I'm not ready for them to break up. I know it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for them to break up. Like, not many tag teams last this long without breaking up. I reckon just let them keep going.
You can either, like, that's why I'm kind of leaning towards Big E reuniting them after they're about to, like, they fully hate each other, and New Day reunites them. Big E reunites them and becomes their manager. If you can't get back in the ring, Big E is the manager. I think that would work. And then they become a tag champs, and then they go on a good run. What if they were to become tag champs that night?
No, you can't do it that night. Just let them rekindle, and then just you can build from there. Build them back up. Anyway.
Maybe they get a number one contenders match the week before they win it for their thing.
I don't know.
And it's because they'll go into the match and it's like Xavier Woods is going to turn in the number one contenders match, but then Big E. There's so many possibilities, and I don't know which way is the best way to go.
Well, have to wait and find out.
I would lean towards I would want the reuniting thing, and Big E become manager, and then they go on a run. That's what I would want. Then the next segment, I'm pretty sure, was the Semi Uso Bloodline segment. Now that
Semi Uso, man.
That segment cooked.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Was it Jey Uso said, like, not all blood means family, man. That hits so close, man. Like, bro, like
he's not blood, but he's still family.
Yeah. I tell you what's so interesting about that story as well. Jimmy was the one always so happy with Semi, where he had to
Jay didn't like him to start with.
It basically took War Games against the Brawling Brutes, Kevin Owens and Drew against the Bloodline to get Jay to, like, right, Semi's fully with us, he's my dog.
And then Jimmy kind of faded away from thing as Solo became Jay's best buddy.
Yeah.
I think this has potential to be the best part of the Bloodline story.
You ready? Yeah, Semi also, man.
Like the reuniting of the OG Bloodline versus the thing, and then The Rock will probably get involved. I don't know how, but we're gonna talk about the War Games possibilities in a minute. But
do we have enough time for that though?
Yeah, we got time. I'll try and keep it quicker now. But Sami Zayn comes out. Jimmy's like, no, we don't want, like, he's not family, and Jay's like, he's family. He's not blood, but he's family. Semi Uso. And then Jay actually came out, didn't yeet.
Yeah.
And we're like, damn.
He's serious.
He's serious.
If
he's not yeeting,
his business.
He means business. But then after the ad break, he actually did it. That's on YouTube. But I like those details. See, little details like that, when you notice them, you're like, damn, that's good. That's smart.
It makes sense.
That's good storytelling.
You got the shit. Why would you yeet on TV if you got the shits?
Yeah, and that's why I think Sami Zayn, Jay asked Semi to come to SmackDown, so it's going to be Jay, Semi, Jimmy, and Roman Reigns all on SmackDown together. Probably Solo interfering and stuff coming out as well. But I want to see what Roman and Semi do. They're not going to reunite straight away, but like, it's going to be such a legendary segment, I reckon. All four of them in the ring, besides Crown Jewel, all four of them in the ring on the mic for the first time since.
Do you reckon Paul Heyman comes back for that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Paul Heyman. Imagine Paul Heyman coming out to that. Like,
what was his name for Semi again? Because they're both Jewish.
I don't know.
He had a nickname for him. I can't remember it right now. Fuck.
I didn't know he had a nickname. Yeah, I'm looking forward to SmackDown. I can't wait for that. Yeah, and then everyone. There was the Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable. They had an absolute banger. I think it's Dragon Lee's best match.
Yeah, definitely.
At least on the main roster.
I'll say this. I know this is overhyped. It gave me a little bit of shades of Rey, Mysterio, and Angle in the opener of SummerSlam 02. Just fucking 10-minute sprint, get your shit in.
Yeah.
And fucking they went to work. It was so good.
Yeah, it was such a good match. It was like brutal as well. Like, I'm seeing multiple people landing on the necks, multiple people like full on bang. Like, I don't know, it was brutal. And it was such a good match. And then throughout the whole show, everyone's teasing Dom. Everyone's like 3 superstars and Dominic Mysterio. Or like, I love how they did all that. And then it came to the match, the main event, the Fatal 4-Way for the number 1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was Damian Priest, Sheamus, Seth Rollins, and Dominic Mysterio. I wanted Dom to win so bad, so damn bad. I wanted Dom to win.
The brick of air, man. Ooh, the brick of air needs to the win.
And then Bronson comes out, Tsunami Seth. Then Dom's outside the ring. Then he comes in the ring. Tsunami's Damian Priest. Tsunami's Sheamus. And then just leaves. And then Dom's like peeking over the ring, watching it all happen.
Smart.
And then he climbs up to the rope, hits Sheamus with a frog splash. I'm like, yes, come on, Dom. And then it's like 1, 2, and then Damien just goes, and then breaks up the pin. And I was like, no!
You're a cunt.
I was so depressed. I'm like, how did Dom not win this? I thought, because imagine Dom versus Gunther. You know how funny that match would be?
Would you
legendary that match would be?
Would you let Gunther squash him or just let him get beat up for like 10 minutes?
What if Dom won?
No.
Imagine Dom winning. Imagine Gunther
Not
being...
yet. Let Dom cook
Okay,
more.
that's why I want this. Imagine Dom being the next world champ.
Here's what you do next year. Dom, Money in the Bank.
Like imagine the like Dom. Okay, Dom came so close to this world title match. I think this is like if Triple H wants to do good long-term storytelling, if they're not going to give the belt to Punk or Rollins, keep it on Gunther and have Dom beat Gunther. Oh my God! Could you imagine the heel heat he would get? Like everyone boos the crap out of him. I love him.
He already gets beat the crap out of, but I know what you mean. Ultra heel.
Like he's like the first person to become heel, do a heel turn while being a heel when he turned on Rhea and went to live.
Do you mean he went from heel to uber heel?
Yeah, like just adding to this heel stuff. I love Dom. Dom is funny as when he does interviews with Logan Paul or Chris Van Vliet. I've seen both those interviews, and he keeps his character so well compared to any other wrestler. He's like, yeah, he's his chicken tendies. He hates his dad. It's so good. I love how he's so funny. He's like telling Logan Paul that he can't go to Japan, or he'd be a heel if he wore the hat, like that kind of stuff. I love Dom so much. The fact that I thought he had it in the bag.
It felt like the finish.
Yeah, I thought that was the finish. They got me more. And then they had me by the but like if you have Dom, it kind of turned into a fatal five-way for a minute because Bronson just came in and just destroyed the entire field except Dom. And Finn is getting jealous of Dom.
Oh yeah.
Finn, they had a thing on the Raw afterwards, the Raw talk afterwards or whatever, that Finn and JD went up to the War Raiders and Ivar said to Finn, you're just jealous that Dom is getting all these things or something like that, and Finn got pissed off. They went to fight, but they got broken up immediately. But like Finn's starting to get jealous. You can see when Dom got the number 1 contenders match last week, he was like not happy about it, to be honest. And I love that as well. Like that's gonna lead to something eventually. But Dom, okay, my fantasy booking real quick. Dom, he needs to dethrone Gunther. If it's not Seth or Punk for the whatever championship match for them two, Dom dethroning Gunther is so good. Imagine Gunther just being like, Gunther's gonna absolutely squash Dom, everyone thinks, and then he can have the Judgment Day come out and interfere. It's like, oh, maybe Dom.
You want a clusterfuck and Dom wins.
I want like Gunther to be so cocky, teasing every single thing, just destroying whoever's in Judgment Day.
Complete trash.
Just making fun of Dom, just like going for a pin and then getting off the pin at 2 or something, and just like to do more damage. And then Dom just somehow pulls a win out of his ass, like a roll up. Could you imagine?
It doesn't have to be Gunther. I think any world title win for Dom is like, what the fuck? It doesn't have to be Gunther.
Yeah.
This is why I want him to win.
That's why you could wait it, like, Money in the Bank.
That's why I want him to win Money in the Bank, and then he can.
Yeah, he would be good Money in the Bank as well. But like, I kind of want it sooner, but I guess I'd have to wait. Quickly, what else do we need to talk about? Braun Breaker wasn't on Raw again. They waited till after the show for the
Raw Talk,
the interviews. I don't know. It wasn't called Raw Talk. It was just like. Oh no, I think it was Raw Talk. But like he had a segment with Adam Pearce. It's like, hey boss, they're doing something eventually, but he said, don't make me wait again, like because of last time he had to wait.
Yeah.
That's pretty much for Raw. It was a really good episode.
Unfortunately, though, we couldn't watch NXT today.
NXT is today. We're filming it on the day NXT ECW thingy. They had a special night, so they did it on the Wednesday for America, Thursday for us. But the three key points: Trick and Bubba Ray Dudley versus Ethan Page and Bridge Holland. Whoop that Trick.
Jeez.
They are speed. Yeah, seeing Bubba Ray in the ring is going to be interesting.
I mean, he's got the fucking 4 lanes.
Yeah, someone just sped flying.
What, speed check ahead? There you go. Fucking thank you, Maps. I hope you got fucking caught, you cockhead.
Oh yeah, in case you haven't noticed, Mort gets road rage every now and then. Like he just that wasn't road rage, but like he could get road rage. So
I call everyone a dickhead.
If it happens mid-episode, don't be surprised. Then there's also going to be Rob Van Dam involved somehow. I don't know. I don't think they've.
Was it the Evans? Evans?
Maybe. I don't think they've said anything, but that could be what happens. And then the NXT Women's Division, they have a stacked 10-woman tag match. Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champ, Cora Jade, Fallon Henley, the NXT Women's North American Champ, Jacy Jane and Jasmine Nix, so Fatal Influence, versus Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, the new Zaria from Australia as well, right?
Yeah, from our Riot City Wrestling. Before we start, so I cut you off.
Yeah.
You guys ain't gonna be ready how good Zaria is. She's like the female Brock. You ain't ready. No one's ready for it.
Kalani Jordan, the old women's NXT North American champ, and TNA's Jordan Grace. I don't know if she's still champ in TNA, but that is, oh my lord, that is
the Avengers
stacked.
assembled.
That is like that team is actually.
The Avengers have assembled more.
So that match is going to be incredible to watch. But we haven't watched it. We'll probably cover it in the next week's episode. Quickly talk about Indy Hartwell, Baron Corbin, and Tegan Knox got released.
That's a shame. I've seen Indy again. I've seen Indy here when she was working for Rock and Roll Wrestling. Melbourne City PWA when she was doing her stuff with Stephanie DeLanda. Mate, she's a character.
Yeah.
She's very entertaining. I prefer her as a heel with a whole impressive stick.
Yeah.
But mate, when she was in NXT, I never see that side of her.
And like
she's gonna cook everywhere else.
Yeah. Indy literally had a match that was in a pre-recorded SmackDown after she'd got released.
Yeah, that was weird.
So she was still kind of active on the screen. Like she's not like she's like bottom of the mid card, but she's still not irrelevant. I think she could have stayed. Baron Corbin, I don't get why they're calling up people from NXT just to release him, hijack him. It's kind of weird.
Well, he was there for a long time.
I think he got told prior to this that he wasn't getting renewed his contract. Tegan Knox, I've barely seen her.
Too injury prone.
And when she was on screen, I didn't really care.
She was injured, that's why.
Yeah, I know, but when she was on screen, like when she was feuding with Natalia,
I never remember.
Start of the year, end of last year, I didn't care. So Tegan Knox, I never really seen anything she's done.
She can work. She'll tell what she's not doing now. She'll probably go to Progress, kick ass there.
Yeah.
Even though what Progress is.
Indy, Baron Corbin, Tegan. Baron Corbin, I think I kind of liked. I wish they did more with him and Apollo Crews. I actually liked that idea of a tag team. And it gave them both screen time, which is good. But then they just kind of stopped, and I was like, I thought they had something there. They had something potentially there.
No, you can't. Unfortunately, everyone can't be on TV, but it's alright.
Yeah.
Corbin have more than good enough from, except for Constable Corbin. That could have just burned him hell.
Yeah. There's probably going to be more releases, but we'll talk about those in future episodes.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to cover?
No, we'll save it for next week, I reckon.
Yeah. That's it for our first episode of the Royal Fumble podcast. I don't even know if it's an official podcast, but that's going to be it. Hope you liked it. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Follow the Insta. We're going to try and do more content. We're going to make a TikTok. We're going to make an Insta. So stay tuned for all those. There you go. See you more.